Hi, this is Emily Leiphart of Art from the Heart, and I'm back with a brand ambassador video for Sweet Stamp Shop. This video will give you a closer look at the May 18th stamp release. There are 14 stamp sets in today's release, so it's a big one in terms of the number of sets, but not a big one at all in your wallet. The first one is a standard 4x6 stamp set called Space and Out, and it has everything you need for space-themed cards, layouts, and planners. The first thing you'll notice is the familiar little bulldog Spike from the Dog and Cat stamp set and Dog and Cat sticker sheet. Here he's dressed up as an astronaut. Then you have a whole list of planets, as well as the moon, should you wish to label one of the planets as such. There's also a meteor and smaller chunks of rock, as well as two faces to add cuteness to the planets. Of course, there's a rocket and 3 sentiments for a variety of card themes. In this video, I'm going to use all 3 sentiments to create a belated birthday card. Next up is a gorgeous background stamp called Starry Night. This is my favorite from this release since it's so versatile. If someone challenged me to use it on every card I make going forward, I honestly think I could do it. It fits nicely in the center of a standard A2 card, and you can turn it 90 degrees and stamp it twice if you wanted more stars on your background. Finally, we have all 12 of the astrological or zodiac signs. I love that these are petite sets, all sold individually for $4 each, so you can buy just the signs for your favorite loved ones and friends, buy them as you need, or even buy them all to make a complete set of cards or tags for gift giving. I plan to do that myself, so stay tuned. I'm going to start my card with a Tim Holtz watercolor panel, and I'm going to heat emboss the Starry Night background right in the center. I couldn't decide if I wanted to use colorless Versamark ink or a gold pigment ink. I want the stars to be super sparkly, so I'll use gold embossing powder. I think that stamping with gold pigment ink would help bring out the gold, or at least maximize the amount of gold on the card. Unfortunately, I hadn't used this ink pad in so long that it's a bit dry, but since I'm using the Misty, I'm able to stamp the background a second time with Versamark ink to get more gold embossing powder on the panel. Here's how the card looks after being heat embossed with 2 layers of gold tinsel embossing powder. Since I want to create a galaxy background with deep, vibrant color, I'm going to get out my Gansai watercolor paints for this. I'm so used to pale and pretty watercoloring, so it was nice to break out of the box and create a card with brighter, more vivid colors. First, I laid down water over the area where I want most of the color to sit. This will help blend the 3 colors into each other, and I love that they blend so smoothly and also with less water. I'll have all the colors listed on my blog, so please click on the link below to see the full supply list. These colors will lighten up a bit after they dry, and I do help it along with my heat tool. While I wait for the panel to completely dry, I'm going to stamp, heat emboss, and watercolor the images from Space and Out that will go on top of this background. I've chosen 3 images, including a planet, astronaut, Spike, and the rocket ship. I didn't end up using the planet on my card mostly because I didn't like the colors I used, so I've cut out the coloring for that in this video. I wavered on going back and restamping that planet and choosing different colors, but I decided against it and kept the card on the simple side, which worked out just fine. Sometimes it's good to make mistakes and just go with the flow. After the images are dry and I start fussy cutting them, I realize that I forgot to color Spike's collar or the base of his helmet, so I quickly do that with a pop of red. Then I go back to fussy cutting the rocket ship. Now it's time to arrange the images and sentiment on the card. Since there is both an embossed Starry Night background and watercolor paints on the panel, it's especially important for me to use the magic powder bag on the panel before stamping. The lines for these sentiments are very detailed, and I want them to be as crisp as possible, so I don't want the white powder sticking anywhere but on the inked letters. I ink up the sentiment with Versamark ink and pour white embossing powder over the panel in several directions so that I get the maximum amount of powder on the ink. In the close-up you can see all the words very clearly, even the cross-hatched lines in the bubble letters for the middle line. Now it's time to adhere the panel to the card base with score tape. When I use watercolor cardstock, I like to choose different colors for the card base and make it fun for the recipient. This time I'm using craft cardstock, which matches the dog and also keeps the card masculine. Finally, I can pop on the images with foam tape, and now my card is done. Please refer to the supply links below if you're interested in any of the products I used in this video. You can also visit my blog for stills and more information about my cards. Thanks so much for watching!